Yeah, just tell me whenever. Right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for everyone for joining us. I want to make a quick introduction before we get the joint IDDC IDDF board meeting kicked off. I would like to introduce Josh Richardson. He is sitting to my right, probably your screen left for those of you on the screen. There's Jeff. He is the president of IEDC and will be chairing our board moving forward. So, Josh.
Thank you so much, Amy, and thanks to all of you. Not a long intro here, but maybe buying a tiny bit more time for quorum. But so grateful to be here. I haven't met all of you. Some of you I have, and many of your establishments or otherwise I visited. So I appreciate your service. It's a really good opportunity to do this. I know that the connection between tourism, destination development, and economic development is very real. I am in my role at the IEDC, I think, largely because of the idea that workforce development plays such a critical role in our economic development as a state going forward. I think there's been a greater realization over the years of quality of place and the quality of attractions and how that translates into workforce development. So such a strong connection between what you're all trying to accomplish here, what we're trying to do both on the workforce and economic development sides. It's just a great opportunity for me to be a part of this. For that. With that, I'll look, if we don't have a quorum yet, I think we'll have to move through. And so no quorum, so we'll postpone the vote on the approval of the board minutes. But I think largely today is just updates. So I will turn it over to Amy to kick us off.
Thank you. Just wanted to give some updates since we last met in Q4. We did get our 2024 economic impact reports back from Rockport. We do these every year. They're about a year behind, given all the information that we collect from the state. We do provide all 92 counties with their individual county reports. So if you're interested, you're executive director of the CVB, DMO, and or if you don't have one of those, it would be the Chamber of Economic Development, whoever oversees tourism in that county, did get a copy of this report. We only give them to the directors so the directors can share them out with whom they see fit. But we did have a record year in 24, surpassing our pre-pandemic levels. So that was a great note. I'm not going to read through all of the numbers, but, up a tick in visitors and visitor spending and up about almost 5% in GDP return to the state. So if you look at it in layman's terms, for every dollar that we spent on marketing and advertising, 65 cents was returned from those visitors that came and spent dollars in our state. So that's the overall state picture. We will put the link to the entire report as well in a follow-up email to you, but happy to take any questions on this. I'm going to move on to the return on investment first in case you have questions regarding that. So every year for the past 4 years, we measure our in Indiana campaigns. And basically, we've had an average of $3.57 for every dollar we've spent in out-of-state marketing only, which is what we do. Typically, not a lot in state unless it's for our DNR partners. So every dollar we spend, we have basically $3.57 tax ROI coming back. So again, we'll have that full report for you to look at as well. If you have any questions, I am happy to answer them at this time. Okay, hearing none. Also wanted, before I get into Lincoln Amphitheater, Mark couldn't be with us today. I did want to give a shout out to Foundation Board member Dana Moore, who was in the IBJ's inaugural CEO and C-suite, one of 23. So congratulations, and we appreciate all that you do for our foundation board and always taking my calls, Dana.
Thank you. The same.
So with that, I have Mark's update for Lincoln Amphitheater. As you guys know, last year was a big rebuilding year, renovation, adding more seats. So he's coming off a record year in 2025 and just launched the 2026 season. So that those tickets went on sale on February 3rd. And what he told me is on your screen, if you can see it, in the first 24 hours, 10,000 tickets were sold with 4 sold out events. So, so far he's over $250,000 in net sales. The series begins on May 16th, runs through October 4th. And again, Mark is offering, if anybody would like to go see a performance, he's happy to host you there, and just reach out to us. And we will also put in the post notes, the link to his event site so you can see all of the great acts that he got lined up.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Amy. Any questions for Amy on either of those topics that she's covered for us? All right, then we'll move forward, and Lindsay is going to give us an update on marketing campaigns and activities.
Hello, all. I will be talking about marketing campaign and activities, as Josh just mentioned. We're going to start out with our fall campaign that ran September 1st through November 26th of last year. We had a budget of $1 million, and then main campaign for tourism was $850,434, and then co-ops 128,600. We had 1.1 million impressions that has led to 1.2 million web sessions. The primary media markets remain the same, of course: Chicago, St. Louis, Louisville, Detroit, Cincinnati. And then we had several co-op partners.
What?
And I'm sorry, I'm going to hold on for a second.
Yeah, it's like I said.
So we had several participating co-op partners: Visit Hendricks County, Visit Shipshewana, Festival Country, Visit Steuben County, Visit South Shore, and Visit Richmond, Wayne County. So thank you to those partners. It was very successful and a great fall campaign. Moving on to our holiday campaign. It began shortly before Thanksgiving, November 24th, and ran all the way to December 31st. The total budget was $227,676.81, with the main campaign of $212 and co-op $15,998.71. We had 19.2 million impressions that has led to 323,839 web sessions. Of course, the primary media markets, as I mentioned before: Chicago, St. Louis, Louisville, Detroit, and Cincinnati. The participating co-op partner was Visit Shipshewana. Mel, you'll be excited about that. And then we are still in our winter campaign. So we're midwinter, January 1 through December 31st, with a total budget of $109,000. And then the tourism main campaign is $9,600 with a co-op of $12,288. We had so far mid-campaign 22.6 million impressions that have led to 526,434 web sessions. Primary media markets the same. And then, of course, again, we had our participating co-op partner as Visit Shipshewana. So it's the midwinter campaign successful and very exciting. And we are in the midst of our planning for spring with our co-op partners, as well as kicking off our main campaign, which starts March 1. Earned media, website, and newsletters, you'll see all these numbers combined. We'll start out with the media hits. Now, this is a comparison from January 2025 to January 2026. So as you can see, we're doing very well for 2026 in January, 61 versus the 503. The ad value equivalency, January 2025 at 2.39 million, and then 26, 9 million. So the total reach, it was 259 million with 975 million in 2026. Would you have something, Josh?
I was just going to ask if you have, theory as to why those numbers increased so dramatically?
Well, I'm not sure. Amy, do you want to?
I mean, I would say that we are doing more targeted marketing as far as vetted travelers, as far as the drivable markets, and to bring them into the state of Indiana. And as I've said before, most people have heard me say that a visitor is considered anyone who travels 50 plus miles. It also, we had during our end of fall and winter campaign, as many of you know, we do market for DNR as well. So I think that also lifted some of our numbers as well. So
Did you invest the same amount or less last year?
less this year with the budget
really? You
change.
still have-
Yes,
wow.
yeah.
And what were the dates? Because I missed, when you went to the midwinter campaign, it said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what was the actual date?
So it started, oh, I'm sorry, Amy.
I was just gonna say, so it's still running. So that's
Okay.
why she said it's midwinter. So, but those are the numbers from,
Oh, from the, okay.
The-
As of like last week.
Gotcha.
When we put the slides
Yep.
together.
Gotcha.
No,
that's
you're
okay. Yeah.
It does say January 1 through December 31st, 2025. That's, I think, what.
Oh,
That's right.
I am so sorry. I didn't catch that myself. It's actually February 28th
is the end date.
is the end
Oh,
day.
So we're
That's
still
my bad.
collecting the data.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's January 1 through February 28th. So we're like right in that, we're almost into the 3/4 of the campaign. Yeah. Okay, website, web views, of course, you can look at those numbers and see that we are up by 13% from last year. Active users on the website, we're also up 26.53% from 2025. Sessions, 23% increase. And those, of course, are, in the comparison of January 2025 through January 2026, month to month. Newsletter, these are our consumer newsletters that we send out. So our inspiration subscribers are at 178 or 178,000. And then the festivals and events subscribers are 178,000 with an open rate of 32%. And that's for January 2026. And then we go into our travel guide sales, which Corey next to me, that's her gig. We've got the travel guide at sold 3 covers with a total of $496,014. The newsletter of $48,100. Digital sales $92,800. Media of $24,000 with a total of $660,914 in total sales for 2026 as of last week. So, yeah, we're really excited about that, and just put our travel guide to bed to print, and I know Noelle will talk about distribution. That is all I have.
Thank you, Lindsay. I do think that's really interesting that you figured out how to do more with less spend there, and trying to figure out what the reason for that is would be helpful, but really appreciate that effort. Any questions for Lindsay that we didn't get covered?
Yes. Do you think that, when did the In Indiana, was that 2 years ago? The In Indiana campaign?
It was almost 4.
No way.
Yes, it was, because we got our EDA funds back
Okay.
in 22.
Do you think that momentum probably helped with the success, even though you had a lot less money that you've been building for so long now?
Absolutely, because, anytime you can build on a brand, as
Yeah.
you know, from Visit Indy, building
Yeah.
on a brand, that it's that momentum. And we've been consistent in the same markets as well,
Yeah.
and just more targeted of hitting, maybe the more affluent suburbs in
Right,
Chicago rather than the downtown
Yeah.
area, et cetera. So,
Well,
yeah.
no, I think too, people are traveling more.
Yeah.
I mean, our numbers are up pre-COVID, as Amy.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, just travel in general.
Yeah,
Um,
they're looking where to go and they find us.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Crossroads.
Jamie has.
Oh, Jamie, go ahead.
Yeah, Amy, I just wanted to add, we're seeing very similar like things in Hendricks County with advertising. I think as you become more consistent, right? When I think Indiana IDDC has been given that opportunity, right? By having some consistency, even with the less funding, you guys have been able to become more strategic with your marketing by having a consistent staff with you, Amy, at the helm. I think that has been important in this decision. So even with less money, I think it's impressive that with the staff that we have, you have been able to get very strategic with the funding and been very smart about how you're placing your advertising. And I think that's important for people to understand, is that this is definitely a staff-driven success. The way that they're using the money, the more money you have, you can be a little broader and try new things and try different things. When you have less money, you have to be very strategic, and you know when it's successful and you know when it's not. So I would just say congratulations to all of you and the work that you did. This success is definitely because of the intelligence that you have in your marketing. So great job.
Awesome. Thanks, Jamie. Any other questions for Lindsay? All right, we'll move forward. And next we have Noelle on sports tourism and event planning.
Hey, everyone, good morning. Better move forward. Okay, so just want to give you, I have three things to talk about today. First, the event look ahead for 2026. Much like Jamie said, we're still being pretty strategic with the events that we're hosting and participating in moving forward in 2026, partially because of budget, but also because we want to make sure we continue to provide good opportunities for our partners, as well as for media to participate in and talk about us. Saves us a lot of money too in that regard. This is a look ahead, even though I have a look back from last week. February 4th, we participated in the State House Day with the Indiana Restaurant Lodging Association. This is something we do annually, really just to support them and be helpful. We're across the street, so it's really easy for us. It's a well-attended event. This year was very well attended by legislature. They did a great job with timing, so that was good. But sometimes we don't see as many legislators at the event. The governor also came early and talked to everybody. And one of our partners that we worked with at this event, which is Wix Pies out of Winchester, Dylan Wickersham was there from the family that owns the business and was able to talk for a lengthy amount of time with the governor. So these are just really cool opportunities that we appreciate being able to work on. And we appreciate Wix and Fisher Farms, who helped us with the governor's bet with the University of Florida during the national championship game. So they both were really good partners and helpful in making that happen as well. So we provided pork and pies to the governor down in Florida, even though we won. Coming up on March 4th, very soon, is our upcoming, probably biggest event of the year, which is the Media Marketplace. Currently, we have 39 partners registered. That's about 5 more than last year. So that's about our max for what we can hold. And we have closed registration for that event. And then it's a trade show type event for our partners to be able to talk to media directly in one location. We'll be at the Delara Experience Hub in Speedway. So again, still in central Indiana, but moving this around a little bit. We have 74 media members currently registered, and those folks come from the national, regional, and local media. So very excited. And we take signups for the media up until the event. So if you know tourism media people that you would like to be given the opportunity, just let us know. We'll send them their registration. It's free for them to attend. They get lunch out of it and a great opportunity to talk to almost 40 partners from around the state about what they have coming up in 2026. The Indiana Tourism Association Conference is happening in another couple of weeks in March 16th through the 18th here in downtown Indianapolis at the Hyatt. We sponsor a part of the event through, and we'll be speaking, have a speaker. Not sure who exactly that's going to be at the moment, but Amy will be making an appearance at least a little bit.
The governor, will, at the very least, will have a video remark, but he is trying to
To
attend.
actually attend, 'cause
Yes.
it's right down the road, which we love. And we'll present at the luncheon on 3/17. So that's another opportunity for us to just get with our tourism partners, and our sales team and marketing team will also be on site to talk to folks about advertising buys and opportunities that are still available coming up through the rest of this year. And then in April, we are participating in an event that got postponed from 2025 with the Society of American Travel Writers. This is another media-based event for media attend, and then we have an opportunity for about 15 partners to do makers activities with those partners through a dinner and takeaway event. It's a lot of fun. We did this a couple of years ago. That event's being hosted by the folks at Shipshewana. So we will be up there for that event at an Amish family's home. Should be a really cool experience for the writers and our partners as well. So that just opened to partners to start to participate. And that's really the first half of the year, and then we'll see where we're at. Just an updated e-commerce report for the end of the year. We had a great year for me in 2025. We did not have the explosiveness of 2024 because we did not have the eclipse. But it's exciting still to be seeing a profit on an annual basis. This program, as many of you remember, was set up to really just push our brand and provide things for people to wear and share. It's not meant to make us a bunch of money. So as long as we're still operating in the black, I feel really good about this. But many of you received a gift from us, or you should have all, a hat and scarf set. The red ones, I know you're super surprised, sold out in December, and we reordered them. And we will be still pushing those out. We have a new sweatshirt that just hit the website this week. That's the green one you see in the picture. That's our best selling design, that wildlife design. So that's why we put it on a sweatshirt. So we'll be pushing that through the winter. It's still freezing cold here, even though it got a little warmer yesterday, as well as our hat and scarf sets through the winter months. And then we hope to have some new t-shirts planned for March and May as we enter basketball and racing seasons. So both of those are coming up. If any of you are interested, you're always welcome to go purchase from the website. And then travel guide distribution, Lindsay gave you a great recap on the fact that we did put the travel. This is last year's cover. We did want to release this year's cover. It's very exciting when it comes out. But the travel guide will be shipping 1st of March. We have 300,000 copies being printed this year, which is a little less than last year, but that's just because of the special project we did. We have 2 covers debuting this year, which is a first time for us. So there'll be a cover for spring, summer, that'll come out in March. And then probably August-ish time, you'll see the cover flip over to something more fall, winter based. And those, again, will still, it's the same inside, just a different prep. And then just to give you a little bit of a breakdown to see where things are headed. We have 471 travel and tourism destinations that direct ship to receive about 34,000 copies of our travel guide. These are national distribution locations, everything from AAA sites all over the country to our obviously rest areas and welcome centers, etc. We have about 15,000 being distributed through the rest areas, so those are going to go direct. That's in addition to the 34. And then nearly the largest portion, more than half of our travel guides will go out of state through polybag programs with Chicago, Cincinnati, Detroit, Columbus, Cleveland, and St. Louis. And if you don't, that just means our guide will be packaged with another magazine that is already being distributed in those locations. So we have a ton of travel guides that go out, especially 1st of March. I'm very excited to have this year's one finished and to be excited to see it printed and ready to go. We've had lots of requests for it, so I'm excited to get that out the door come 1st of March. And if anybody wants some and doesn't receive them at their place of business, just reach out to me. I'll be happy to get them in your hands. That's it for me.
All right. Well, thank you, Noelle. Any questions for Noelle? Sounds like we need to work on another eclipse.
Yeah.
Sales, if we can get that done. I think these are just a couple of updates. I do want to take a pause. Did we get to a quorum?
We had Steve and Jamie. No, William? Okay.
So we only had 2 and we needed 3.
All right. Well, then we'll wait on that. Just take note of these meeting dates, the May 13th, August 12th, November 10th. So that next meeting will be on May 13th at 10 a.m. Sounds like we'll still have a virtual option for that as well. With that, any other business, any other comments from members? Maybe got a hand up.
Steve?
I think he's doing something.
Oh, okay, he might be in the car. But portion,
Hold on, I think Denise has a question. for
okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we have you, Steve.
Yeah, okay. Just a couple of things that might be of interest to you. We were, our summer guests last year, for leisure were 65% out of state. This year, our out of state golf reservations are 75% out of state.
That's great. Great
Yeah,
news.
and you know, the courses are pretty almost booked up for the entire summer, so it's rather interesting.
And you have new lodging, I see, Steve, as well, the new cabins on property.
Yes, the cottages, golf cottages are very nice, and they are 60% booked already, and we haven't advertised or even told people what they are. So
Yeah, I
it's
just
a
found out
product
yesterday.
that
We're gonna get a tour.
Yeah,
so it's and then the short course is really attracting a lot of attention, and they're finishing out the 9 holes for the valley course. It's well, we won't open this year, but we'll open next year with the additional 9, and it's booking up rapidly too.
all great news. Great to hear, Steve. Appreciate that update.
Thank you, Steve. Denise, did you have something?
Denise, you're muted, so you'll have to unmute yourself if you do have a comment or question. Which should hopefully be in like the top right. It might say mic of your screen.
What happened to your IT boy?
We can't.
I unfortunately cannot unmute.
Yeah, we can't unmute you.
Sorry.
Number
Denise.
type it in the chat.
Yeah, you may be able to get that through in the chat by way of an update. Anyone else?
I've got a little update. I'm going to ask for a little bit of help.
All right, go ahead.
So Newsweek is having a Reader's Choice competition, and they've listed Hard Truth as one of the potentially the best distillery experience, tour experience in the country. So I tell you what, I'll send Sarah a link.
Yeah.
So you guys can vote. How about that?
Absolutely. Happy to help.
It's really cool because we're in the list with Woodford and Woodford Reserve and Buffalo Trace and all the, all the big guys. Just to be on the short list is great, but I'd like to have a good showing too. So I'll send you the link.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'd be interested too, since we live near there, but I'm sorry, I figured that out. I wanted to comment that I would love some of those magazines, if that's okay for our place of business, because we are so, obviously we're an official state attraction, and we get so many people that I would love some of those magazines.
Yeah, I'll send you an email. I just need an address back, but we'll get it.
Yeah. No big deal. Yep. Okay,
Thanks.
thank you.
All right. Is there anyone else? Okay, then I think with that, we will adjourn the board meeting portion of the agenda and move into the foundation meeting. Does that sound right?
Yep. Wait, she's gonna turn the record off.
All right, so we'll change the record and move over.